is Jayden Reed. Jayden Reed's actually been coming around here. Um, so actually, I've been kind of impressed with this kid, even though he's a rookie this year from Michigan State. He was drafted by the Packers. I don't remember which where he was drafted at, which round he was. I think he maybe third or second. It was pretty early, I believe it
Second round
was.
pick.
Yeah, I couldn't. But yeah, Jayden Reed, he's only 42% rostered. He was only 18% rostered. I think I know I started him in my dynasty league, or no, that was Dobbs. I actually got Reed in a couple leagues as well. I got Reed in a couple leagues. I actually started him, so he's actually been doing pretty damn good here this last couple weeks. As far as him, like fantasy wise with the rookies, he's actually sixth overall in with the rookies at 463 yards on the season so far already, which is not bad at all. He's number three in rookie touchdowns with four touchdowns. You got he's got Addison and Tank Dell on top. He's below those guys. Um, he's actually It's got 51 targets, which is seventh best for most in with the rookies. Which is JSN is at six, so he's like three targets behind JSN. Um, but I mean, just overall, just seeing like the Packers that really don't really have anything is kind of starting to impress me because Watson really hasn't done anything at all. So I mean, last year, Dobbs and Watson were rookies, and now with them being kind of like they're in their second year, and Reed coming in, just being a rookie. I mean, it's almost kind of like a flashback of what Watson and Dobbs were doing, but Dobbs actually being a little bit more involved, and Reed too as well. I mean, I mean, Reed might even be in our waiver pickups this week. I don't even know yet, but so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm liking what he has going on. His next next 4 weeks here, he's actually got some decent games, in store here, which is he might be valuable if he really needs. The waiver wire is going to be kind of slim pickings, but I think if Jayden Reed's out there, he might be a guy you could maybe plug into your lineups and hope for the best. Because week 12 they got Detroit, week 13 that Kansas City, week 14 they actually got New York Giants, and then week 15 they got Tampa Bay. So I mean, a lot of these defenses are just they're kind of ass backwards, Kansas City is not really giving up a lot, but you can look at Detroit, the Giants and Tampa Bay, who actually their defenses actually give up quite a bit to the wide receivers. So there's honestly a good chance that Reed can actually get a touchdown in there. Um, this last weekend, he had 19 points. He was on 69% of snaps. He had 6 targets, 4 receptions for 46 yards. He actually had 3 carries, 46 yards with a touchdown in there. So I mean, he's I'm actually kind of impressed with this kid, for his first year. He's actually, here's the funny thing. He's actually 35th overall in fantasy points. With 116 fantasy points. Which is he actually is ahead of guys like Godwin, Dave Davis, Josh Downs, Rashid Rice, Drake London, and Samuel Debo. So I mean, he's outplaying these guys, which is Rashid Rice is kind of the Chiefs kind of they don't well. Let me put it this way: the Chiefs have Rice. I think Rice he should be their number one guy there. Drake London, he's kind of wish-washy. You would think Debo Samuel's being, in the top 30-ish, but this guy is outplaying these guys, which is crazy. I don't know. What do you think here, buddy?
A lot to unpack. Get my luggage here. All right, I'm ready. Got my satchel. I'm ready to go. You know what? Christian Watson has been the biggest disappointment of any receiver in the league. I'll be honest. Just whatever the hell it is, injuries, disinterest. I mean, we're talking like Chase Claypool level stuff. Like, what the hell happened between year 1 and 2? Oh, this guy is a non-factor. Because I like, you know what, Green Bay. I know they're young and kind of no name, but I like where they're going with this. They're getting Love some weapons to work with. Musgrave, the tight end, Wicks, Dontavian Wicks, the other rookie they have. I think he's a decent prospect too. Obviously, Dobbs. Jayden Reed. Jayden Reed, I think, is their number one receiver. I mean, that's been established. I really do. I think he's past Watson. I think this kid has got the goods. I mean, look who's in front of him. I mean, we're talking, they're Tank Dell, who's arguably the Texans' at least number 2, if not number 1, and Jordan Addison, who's filled in brilliantly for the Vikings with JJ being out. So he's in some rarefied air. He's better than Rashee Rice. A lot of the other his peers, the other guys he was drafted around. Jayden Reed is I've got one share of him. He's on. I've had him on the bench. he's on my bench in one of the 12-man leagues I'm doing, but maybe I should throw him in too. When you start bringing up stats like top 35 and some of the guys he's ahead of, it's like, whoa, hold up, because Josh Downs we both like a lot too. And Josh Downs has been a revelation. It's being a third-round pick, and he's ahead of Josh Dobbs in fantasy points. He's ahead of Deebo Samuel, who's a $25 million receiver, running back hybrid. It's crazy. But yeah, Green Bay. You can say what you want about Green Bay, but they draft well, and I know they have the issue going on with Aaron Jones right now being hurt. But yeah, going forward, that's going to mean more because we don't trust AJ Dillon. We don't trust. Any of the other practice squad guys, I think James Robinson, other practice squad, there's not a lot of Green Bay, running backs you trust other than Aaron Jones. So I think it's gonna be a lot of Jayden Reed. I think this week against the Lions, if you have time, if you got time to, if you can pick him up in a, 10 or a 12-man league, 16, he's gone. I guarantee it. Bigger size league, you ain't gonna get him, but 10 or 12 man, he's out there. Snag him up. You can probably start him against the Lions. I think it's going to be a different story than the first matchup they had. I think Green Bay's offense is going to play a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of a Packers fan, we got one right here. Yeah, Big D.
Yes. So I just wanted to say here too, in the last three games, Reed's had 11 targets, Dobbs had 11 targets, but and Watson has 13 targets. So I mean, if you think about it, Reed and Dobbs have about 10% target share here the last couple of games. Watson about 12, but if you think about it, and the funny thing is I actually dropped Watson to the this last weekend, and he goes out and has a touchdown, which is probably a rare to find, him having a touchdown in this game. Yeah, but Love has actually been targeting Dobbs and Reed here a little bit more than Watson overall, and it does suck because if you actually drafted Christian Watson probably early in your probably 4th or 5th round, thinking this guy is going to be like your number 2 guy, he pretty much shit the bed
That's what we thought. Jesus Christ. Awful.
Right? Yeah, it's hard to think.
I said Jay, I said Christian Watson before the season. I thought he would have somewhere in the 80 to 85 catch range, and you kind of was like, that's a little high. And I'm like, I think he's gonna have a breakout year. His second season, maybe a little healthier. He ain't touching anywhere near that. I mean, he'll probably barely get to 50.
Yeah.
Awful.
It is. The thing about with it's where it's really hard to think that everybody was expecting Love to come in and actually really actually come in and actually take reins and take a hold of this offense and get it going and whatnot, and they have their struggles. I mean, he's not an Aaron Rodgers if that's what everybody was expecting. It wasn't going to happen. It's with him actually finally getting some playing time and actually getting rushed at and tackled and sacked and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a bunch of lumps and bruises, but I mean, with him actually getting a full season under his belt, I think this is going to be, the Packers are going to be a different team this upcoming year. I mean, get rid of Aaron Jones, get some decent running backs in there, get some. They're really, if you think about it, their wide receiver core is already like probably the youngest in the league. I mean, both these guys are in their under probably 25.
Yeah.
So I mean, these guys are super young. I mean, I guess
easy.
You might as well actually go and get some running backs that are actually younger too as well. I mean, they might actually look different, but it's hard saying too as what they might do in this draft this upcoming year. But yeah, I think they should actually chase some running backs, if they can.
I didn't think we'd get into this much Packer talk, but hell, maybe this will turn into a Packer segment. We can, we'll break it up into a little 10-minute Packer block or something. Appease all the people in Wisconsin, including Big D. But no, I agree. There's a lot of running backs. We're going to talk about one in the spotlight. We did one earlier on Braylon Allen. I think he'd be a good fit in Green Bay. You know what? I know he's their most explosive player, but Aaron Jones is getting hurt a lot lately. And I know he's probably a fan favorite, and it'd be hard to part with him. But you might have to think about that, like shipping him out or trying to get younger and cheaper. That's just the reality of it, because especially while you're figuring things out with Jordan Love, that doesn't help Jordan Love any, not having his feature back, half the time. So
yeah. I just think I think Jayden Reed is a guy to look forward to here even the rest of the season, and especially week 15. I mean, plug him in with Tampa's bad passing defense. I mean, he should score tons. He should at least score a touchdown in there. But that's kind of our overview on Jayden Reed. But yeah, I figured just kind of when we do some of these highlighted players, just kind of dig just a little bit into them, and for the next upcoming weeks and stuff like that, and whatnot. Just some good analysis on some of these guys. Right. All right. For my last guy, I usually do a lot more, but I kind of skimmed it up and just because time restraints and stuff like that. We usually have a lot to talk. There's a lot we end up talking about and whatnot. So I kind of skim back on some of the other guys, but the other